Hello, sixth graders. Today we're going to be working with measuring and drawing angles. So I'm going to show you how to use a protractor today. Let's take a look. So I have a protractor right here. And it's kind of a fancy one because it's on the computer. But I have an angle right here. So you'll take a look here. What angle? So we're measuring the outside of this angle. Okay. So wonder how much this is. So all the way around this circle would be 360 degrees. Okay. But I want to know what this angle is. So this is how I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this measurement, and since I don't have a full circle protractor, I only have a half circle protractor that just goes to 180. I'm going to measure this inside angle and then subtract it from 360. Watch how I do this. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to go ahead and turn it. Stick it right on top of that. So now that I have it right on top, it's right on this line, and I'm going to go ahead and move this. Well, I'm not going to move it. So take a look here. This would be right around, it looks like it's off the page, right around 165. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to write this down, 165. So I'm going to take 360 degrees, minus 165. And I'm going to try and solve that. Today I'm working from my computer, so I'm going to use a calculator because I don't have the smartboard up and running right now because of all this angle work. So I'm going to take 360 minus 165, so that angle would be 195 degrees. I knew it was going to be more than 180. So this degree measure would be 195. So that would make this reflex angle. Because a reflex angle is an angle that is larger than 180. Acute angles are angles that are smaller than 90. Obtuse is larger than 90 but less than 180, and a right angle is worth 90 degrees. Let's take a look at this next problem. So a little easier problem. Probably should have started off with the easier one, but I like that we had a more challenging one. I'm going to set my protractor right on top. So my point, my 0 degrees is right there. So what I have to ask myself, this is my 90 degree mark. Do you see how there's a 90 there? Anything on this side, I'll read the smaller numbers. Anything past the 90, I have to read the larger numbers. So I'm taking a look here, moving this little fun contraption. So it's this spot right between 120 and 130. So that means it is 125 degrees. It's not a reflex angle because a reflex angle is larger than 180. A right angle is 90. Obtuse is larger than 90 but less than 180, so it is an obtuse angle. Put a little heart over obtuse. Next problem. Okay. Here's my next angle. I'm measuring the reflex of this angle now. But once again, I don't have a full circle protractor. I only have a half circle protractor, so that requires a little bit more math. I'm going to measure this inside angle. And it looks like this inside angle is exactly 90 degrees. Even though it says 180 here, it's not 180. It's 90 degrees. Okay. So if my inside angle is 90 degrees, and if I measured all the way around the whole thing, it'd be 360 because that equals a circle. What is 360 minus 90? It is 270. And because it's 270 degrees, that means it is a reflex angle. Because a reflex angle is larger than 180, but less than 360. A right angle is 90 degrees. Obtuse angles are larger than 90, but less than 180, and acute angles are less than 90 degrees. Here's our next problem. Ooh. Looks like we have an angle that is less than 90 because a 90 is a perfect corner. Let's measure this thing. So I put right on the point is right in this point here. I'm measuring up. You're probably wondering, there's two numbers right here. Do I read the 40? Is it 42 or is it 142? Or I should say 138. Because it's less than 90, I have to measure the smaller. I have to count the smaller one, which would be 42 degrees. And since it's 42 degrees, that means it's an acute angle because acute angles are small. I always think of it as my little chihuahua. My chihuahua is like 4 pounds and it's so cute. She is less than 90. Well, she's obviously less than 90 pounds. She's 4 pounds. But acute, most little tiny things tend to be cute. Okay, obtuse means it is larger than 90, and a right angle is 90 degrees, and a reflex angle is larger than 180. Let's take a look at this next angle. I'm going to remove this here. So I'm measuring the inside there. Let's take a look. Put that right on there. I'm going to kind of have to move this a little bit. It's kind of hard to do with the computer, but it looks like that is directly on, disregard the 136 here, it is right on 90 degrees. So this angle is the inside angle, because I saw this little mark, so it would be 90 degrees. And since it's 90 degrees, that means it is a right angle. I'm going to do a star this time, a right angle. Here's my next one. Look at this one here. It is almost a full circle, which means that would be 360. So I know I'm working with 360 because I only have the half circle protractor to work with here. I'm going to measure this inside angle right here. So I measured it right up. So this inside angle looks like it's right on this mark right here, which would be between 10 and 20, which is 15 degrees. So we're going to subtract 15 from 360, which gives me 345 degrees. If it's 345 degrees, that means it is a reflex angle. There's a lot of reflex angles today. A right angle is worth 90. Obtuse angles are larger than 90 but less than 180, and the acute angle is smaller than 90. Take a look at this one. Measure each angle in triangle ADB. ADB. So here's our triangle. At the right, find the sum of the three angle measures. Okay, and any review from 5th grade, all the angles in a triangle must equal 180. That's what you need to really make sure you memorize. All the angles inside a triangle equal 180. So let's measure angle A right now. I'm going to say it's probably 90 degrees. Angle A is 90. Angle B is, well, here's the 90-degree mark, so we know I have to read the smaller number. It looks like it's 30 degrees. Angle B is 30. And angle D, I'm going to have to turn this protractor around here. Angle D measures at 60 degrees. Let's see how we did. 90, well, how about 60 plus 30 is 90. 90 plus 90 is 180 degrees. Hey, I measured pretty well. Use problem 3B to calculate the sum of the interior angles in quadrangle ABCD. So they're saying, how will we calculate what all these angles would equal? Well, if half of it, the triangle, is 180, then the full quadrangle right here would be 360. And I would agree with that because look, if this is a 90-degree angle right here, this would have to be a 90-degree angle. This would have to be a 90, and that would be a 90. 4 times 90 is 360. Here's the last problem. Find the measure of KLM. KLM. So let's measure it first. Looks like it's past the 90, so it's 150. It says, then draw an angle that is 60% of the measure. 60% of 150. Well, 60% would be 0.60 times 150. Let's see what that equals. 0.60 times 150. 0.60 times 150. That equals 90 degrees. So how would I draw that? Well, pretty easily actually. Draw a straight line and draw a corner. Let's measure it to see if it's exactly 90 degrees. Perfect. Done. I'm going to give myself a star because I feel pretty good about myself right now. And that is how you measure angles. take your time, make sure that you're measuring. There's a reason why I kept on saying over and over again what an acute angle, obtuse, right, and reflex angle, what they are, okay? There's a reason why I kept on going over them so you wouldn't be confused with them. Hopefully this helped, 6th graders, and I look forward to work with you in math.